What if I told you that Cristiano Ronaldo just shook the football world without even touching a ball? It didn't happen on the pitch, not in a final, not at a Ballon d'Or ceremony. It happened in front of a camera, with Piers Morgan as witness, and with a single sentence that is already shaking half the football planet. A sentence that doesn't need shouting or dramatic gestures, yet hits with the same force as a last-minute goal. Messi better than me? I don't want to be humble. Just like that. No filter, no hesitation, no cushioning. A line launched like a missile. One Cristiano knows won't explode immediately, but when it does, the shockwave will be inevitable. And of course, when Cristiano speaks, the world listens. Because he's not just any player. He is the man who turned self-discipline into religion, the one who transformed every criticism into fuel, and who now, at 40 years old, playing in Saudi Arabia, is still convinced that the throne is not something to be shared. The interview, as expected, was no coincidence. It was with Piers Morgan, the same journalist who sat with him in 2022 for the explosive interview that ended his time at Manchester United. And now, 3 years later, Cristiano returns to the same chair with the same defiant stare to remind the world. He didn't leave, he simply changed the stage. But let's go back to the moment that broke the internet. Morgan looks at him with that British half-smile, part mischief, part provocation, and asks, "They say Messi is better than you. What do you think?" Cristiano, true to himself, doesn't dodge. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't sugarcoat it. "I do not agree with that opinion. I don't want to be humble." And that right there is the point. It's not only what he says, it's how he says it. He isn't arguing numbers, trophies, or goals. He's speaking from ego, from that internal fire that made him who he is. And honestly, who can blame him? After all, we're talking about the first millionaire footballer, according to him, before it was common. The top international goal scorer in history, a man who made discipline his trademark, who built a career on ambition, hunger, muscle, tears, and obsession. So why does this phrase shake the world so much? Because it touches a nerve. It reignites a debate that never truly dies, just sleeps. Messi versus Cristiano. Cristiano versus Messi. Two ways of understanding football, two ways of living it, two ways of carrying greatness. One, the quiet genius who performs miracles like breathing. The other, the gladiator who trains as if every match were his last. And even today, separated by continents, one in MLS, the other in the Saudi League, their names remain tied together, as if they still shared a locker room, a battlefield, a destiny. As if that weren't enough, Morgan also brings up Wayne Rooney's comment, Cristiano's former teammate, saying Messi is better. Cristiano answers, "It doesn't bother me," a phrase that sounds indifferent but hides something deeper. Cristiano doesn't need to convince anyone anymore. He already convinced himself, and that, in a world where humility is expected, or at least performed, becomes almost an act of rebellion. But there's more, something unspoken but very present. This interview isn't only a defense of his legacy, it's a warning, a reminder that while many believe he's on the final curve of his career, Cristiano still competes, still breaks records, still believes, still burns. It is, in a way, a declaration of war. And what role does Messi play in all this? Curiously, none. He didn't respond, didn't comment, didn't react. And that silence, in Messi's world, is also a declaration. Because Messi never needed to say he was the best. He let the world say it for him. The titles, the goals, the World Cup. And maybe that is the deepest difference between them. While one built his myth through words, the other built it through silence. While one shouts, "Watch me," the other whispers, "Let me play." But don't misunderstand. Style is not merit. If there is one thing these two titans taught us, it's that there are many ways to be a legend. And the real debate is not who is better. It's how they both managed to stay at the top for so long without ever losing their hunger. There's something hypnotic in seeing two men who shared the same era, the same trophies, the same headlines, the same stadiums, yet represent worlds that almost never touch. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are not just two football players. They are two visions of glory, two philosophies, two characters who unintentionally became opposite mirrors of the same story. Cristiano is fire, intensity, muscle, jaw clenched, eyes fixed on destiny. His personality is built on one belief: success is not inherited, it is conquered. And conquering means training harder than everyone else, speaking louder than anyone else, refusing to ever show weakness. From Sporting to Real Madrid, Cristiano shaped himself like a warrior in modern armor. He didn't just want to be the best, he wanted you to know it, to see it, to feel it. His ego isn't a flaw, it's his engine. And in a world full of fake modesty, his brutal honesty, uncomfortable sometimes, admirable others, made him magnetic. He is not looking to be liked, he is looking to win. And if he can win with style, even better. Messi, on the other hand, is ice. Pause, silence, lowered gaze. A personality woven with shyness, introspection, and humility. Not performative humility, but innate humility. Messi never needed to say he was the best. He just played. He disappeared from the spotlight, only to reappear at the exact moment the world needed him. His leadership is not yelling, it's example. He doesn't impose, he inspires. He doesn't confront, he elevates. In a sport ruled by ego, Messi became a quiet storm. The genius who never needed to tell you he was a genius. And the most fascinating part isn't the difference between them, it's how those differences shaped their destinies. Cristiano built his path with iron will. Every goal, every record, every trophy feels like the end of an internal war he refuses to stop fighting. Messi floats, as if talent simply flows through him, as if the ball finds him, as if football chose him before he chose football. One is the architect of his destiny, the other is the artist improvising perfection in real time. And yet, both reach the same place, the summit, a summit that has room for only one, and yet they stayed there together for 15 years. How do you explain that? Maybe football, like life, does not reward one type of personality. Maybe talent needs character, and character needs talent. Maybe deep down, Cristiano and Messi needed each other. Because without the other pushing, irritating, inspiring, shadowing, pressuring, elevating, who knows if either would have flown so high? That is the paradox. Fire and ice, instead of destroying each other, forged each other. Cristiano's hunger forced Messi to answer. Messi's calm brilliance unsettled Cristiano. Their rivalry was not division. It was fuel. They didn't just rewrite football. They rewrote each other. So when someone asks, who is better? Maybe the answer is not in the numbers or the rings or the medals. Maybe the answer lies in what each one represents, in what they awaken in us, in how they force us to choose between two visions of greatness. The one who shouts, "Look at me," or the one who whispers, "Let me play." So, who do you relate to more? The one who conquers, or the one who flows? The one who challenges, or the one who inspires? Because in the end, that choice says as much about us as it does about them. And while the debate will never end, one truth remains unshakable. We are lucky to have lived in the era of both.